do it, machine. I'm excited now. Pumped. Choose the officers. Okay, so also like the tactical weapons, by having the duration of effect, so having a Tesla field out longer, that's also potentially very good. I don't think the shieldings are strong. Yeah, so I'm thinking that the guerrilla tactic, is proximity DPS also nice, or weapon reload. Yeah, so tactical, not tactical deployment, tactical weapon. Or guerrilla tactics. I think guerrilla tactics is probably the best one. That's 35%. And our squadrons, well, only up against non-patched units. But a lot of their units at the end are non-patched. So if we put Wheeze out, we're looking for a fighter or preferably a scientist with sharp senses and whatever this trait is. I can never... discretion. So we don't have someone like that. So we could take Youngwoo Silver for the... we'll go double up on that one though. Or we just get Squadron DPS. The problem is with this one means we do have to... It gives us good coverage, it gives us 5 skill coverage. We'd have to change who goes out where, which isn't a big deal if we wanted to really min-max during fights. But ideally we want to get both of them. I think that could be the way. Like, that's a lot of damage on the field when we need it. Tactical weapon is also very good though. For the Sub-Zero gun, it's not, I don't think it's as necessary. You don't need to have that big a stun. Things are usually dead in 4 seconds if you've got a Sub-Zero 2. 6 seconds is a lot. But the Tesla cannon's good. Dark Matter I don't really care for much. Tesla field's that extra lot of damage, and it sort of means enemies won't go into it. Or if they do, they take damage, but they usually go around it. And we'll take the targeted. So they're both... we can only have one of these bonuses at the time being, but the plan is to get the extra slot for this. At the start, since our fighters won't be patched, we can just have the 15%. All right, we're looking for the most anomalies over anything else, so we can get 7 that way. And some ground missions if we choose. It gives us the 5th jump as well, which we definitely want. I don't think there's anything else that's even close to that. 2, 4, 5. There is this option. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So both of these end up with it here. Both of these start here. So that's definitely what we're doing. We're hitting this one. What's the trade-off? Both of them come through these 3 nodes. This is the comparison, which is a ground, 1 store. This one's got a store, but there's also the store there. The only difference would be the type of store. And if we can see what type of store that is, if it's not good, then we can go that way. Either way, we're going to these 2 first. Pirate treasure map. We can't buy it. So I don't think there's anything we can do. No. It's a shame. Probably one of the best starts I've had earlier is when you get a fight straight up and you get 50 scrap off it, and you can buy the first lot of fuel upgrade. If we're lucky, we'll go ahead and hit these. These anomalies will have some scrap gain. Well, that's something. Pirate fight should be fine. Let's get them. They'll only have 2 or 4 squadrons anyway. Yeah. And they're patched. So we want to put our 15% DPS out. Put someone else into weapons just to put out a fire. What do we got there? It's the Piercer Laser Mark 1. Not the greatest. We want a frigate and drones. Fight. Good. Okay, before we jump, let's grab the upgrades before we take the roll. So we can get over there and see what's there. I wonder if that changes what we do. Maybe. Contact. Send someone over there. We don't have engineering, so that's it. Let's take the upgrades then. Fuel efficiency. Nice. Hello, Haley K. How are you doing? Nothing here. No. Let's get a good ground mission to kick things off. No threats, battleship wreckage. Losing 0 to 1, 54 to 84. That's not bad. It's not a bad start. I wouldn't say it's good. No, I'd say it's positive. Yeah. Solid C. C plus, maybe. Plus, there's always a chance to high roll. Can we get this? This would be really nice. Oh, that's a shame. Battleship wreckage is usually a decent chunk of scrap. So it looks like we're high rolling the the dangers, but when we were looking to only lose 0 to 1, the low roll's not too big an issue. We really wanted to high roll the rewards. Well, there's our 1. So 60 scrap. Okay, 84 scrap. It's actually pretty good for Sector 1. Alright, so we know that's an army depot. Which doesn't really sort of do much for me. However, these extra jumps have... Worst case scenario, the anomaly, the anomaly and the ground missions are on different planets. So we have 2 dead planets, but they can still be jumps. But fuel is light. I would much rather, I think, check out what this one is, because it's not going to be worse than an army depot. Army depot is probably the worst option for us at the moment. Would I be spending scrap on a specialist? Probably. And the dead jumps aren't bad, but... Well, sometimes they're bad. I think you're better off taking them than not, if you have the fuel. This is Carpenter. We won't be sticking around with Carpenter. We'll just leave. If you've played through once or twice before, you know that the Carpenter mission's not good. And fuel's bad. In that first fight, I'm thinking I probably shouldn't have just gone for it. We're better off exhausting their squadrons and getting in a pair of drones. That's fine. And getting a surrender option. The surrender options come with fuel and dudes. And that is by far more important to us. The other way around. So we're kind of... It was wrong of me just to rush the previous ship. I think I just got I'm a bit amped up at the moment. Lack of sleep's making me feel very charged. Yeah, but when they're down, when they're out of squadrons, they tend to want to surrender. Not always, but more likely. Let's just pull one back, see if we can kind of get them to think, oh, we're pooped here. Because getting a fuel would be really nice. Actually, getting a fuel would be very nice. Because if we don't get a bonus one from our jump next time, we have to go straight to the store, and I'd like to do that last. It's a tarp! So these won't hit the pirates, so they'll be in those. We just get a frigate and our fighter out, should be fine. He just went straight in there. Is he going to go around the back? Okay. So again, I think I'd prefer to sit. I wonder if I could have gone after that. Probably too risky. Wow, they are just... okay. Going for it. question is, are those coming down? Yeah. Nope. Should put drones out. I don't know why I didn't put drones out. Oh, that's not enough. Yeah. So this is why. A lot of them, when they realise they're going to lose, they'll put out a surrender. It's good. That fuel's a really nice pickup. Okay. So that means now when we jump here, we don't have to go straight to the mercenary outpost. Oh, that's the best one for us. I'm so glad we saw that that's mercenary. Because we should have enough scrap then, hopefully, and we can choose a good specialist if we see one at 150. We might end up patching a ships here, but that's okay. Well, we lost a hull plate. That's definitely not good, and it's a trap. Ugh. Gross. However, this is fine. We'll. Yeah, so instead of, like I did last time, and go after the ship, even though we could win here, we just bring them back. See if we can get that surrender. Which we should. No, not interested in staying alive? You don't seem to have some sort of fondness for life? You sure? Hey, you got an extra fighter, that's nice. Yeah, pair of fighters. If we can get another frigate, that really helps us in the early game. Just to have, well, we've got 2 squad docks. That way you can match up. Instead of matching up an equal, you can match up with 2 advantages. 1 fuel. Alright, we're gonna go. Would have been much nicer. Taterville. Thank you so much for the support, dude.
Sup nerds. Kappa.
Sup nerds indeed. How's your day going? Did you sleep on the couch again? It would have been, if we'd gotten more scrap out of that. We don't really have anything to sell. If there's a really good merc there, we'd like to buy it. However, having the proper mercenary could help with this more. I'd prefer to buy a better mercenary than run the risk of not having something and then also being in a bad situation here. That is a second Piercer Laser Mark 1 though, which is really good for now. And it'll be something we can sell later for 37 scrap. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, this is going to be great. Titaville's either passed out after resubbing or has gone straight into my time at Porsche. Yes. Oh, this is very profitable. He's hit every roll. Oh, and we got a weapon. We're going to sell that. We did have a perfect... This could be a perfect ground mission. We had a perfect ground mission. I don't know if it was... Not yet. We didn't place. No, he missed it. Oh, dude. We did have a perfect ground mission the other day. It brought back a lot of stuff. You were answering a text. Okay, yeah, fair enough. With one hand while breaking the air, pathing for ginger. Nicely done. Alright, we're going to have to think about fuel. So we have the option to be very cheeky here. We'll look at the star map first and we'll go through this. We can refuel. Since we've already taken our change of lanes, we can refuel and gain 1 fuel, which will cause this these set of bad guys to come up and fight us, and that fight will give us 1 fuel, and then we'll pause them there. We can move on, and we'll land here with 1 fuel. Plus then we're going to scavenge at least 1, so we can get to the boss. So we don't need to buy fuel. However, it does mean we go into the next sector with very limited fuel. They only have 2 here, so it's not worth buying the 2. Because we're going to be in a position where we're going to have 2 anyway. You keep pushing her faster to get down the road? Dude, that's a bit... Okay. So what have we got in terms of... So we've got top 2 soldiers... We've got the left column sorted, and top and bottom of the middle. So that will only give us 1 extra skill, and it's a thrusters boost. We don't want a thrusters boost. We don't want another DPS. That's not bad. Like, it doesn't bring anything to the fight, but does bring 2 extra blue options. Even though she's got 3, which is better for ground missions, we're only gaining 2 blue options for encounters. Still good. Emergency repair. Emergency repair is actually pretty decent for final boss. I wonder if emergency repair could have won us the last attempt, because we lost 2 hull plates per fight. But there was one of those fights we lost both of them in the same push. So I don't. Although that would have held off a little bit, maybe. I pushed off the ramp so she didn't have to zigzag down. Dude, that's harsh. Whereas the Tesla generator is a very strong weapon in the final boss fight. I think the heal is very strong though, because if you lose like 80 hull points in one of those pushes, and she can gain back another 30. Could prevent you from losing a hull plate just by 1 push. You hang on with like 1 or 2 hit points because of the heal, and it's worth so much. It's only bringing 1 blue skill though. I think we double down. I think we take the versatile and thing. And the 13-second delay is really strong here. We're definitely getting rid of that. A 22-second delay versus a 13-second delay, especially that last fight. You've just got so many enemies coming through. I think being able to fire off more often. I'm only going to sell 1 of them. because I'm not going to have 2 piercer lasers anyway, and we definitely want to get some. We've got extra things now. Maybe we don't need to take more clone mandos. I don't like the idea of not having the clone mandos though. Yeah, we need to be able to use them, I think. All right, so let's get emergency repair up in there. I think this weapon's better for regular fights at the moment. We can always swap in combat if we think we need to. We're going to take the 1 fuel for the refuel, which we get, and then we'll get 1 fuel from this fight. We might even get a surrender, which would be a fuel. So they do have a bonus plate for being one of these types of fights. We probably should have hull repaired. Yeah, that... Oh, I don't know if that... I don't even remember if it was an option. So we just have to be careful. 8 squadrons plus some reinforcements. So we'll get our fighters out. So it's all going to come down to really whether they go straight for us. Because if they start attacking straight in, we need to push a little bit faster. Well, no, the whole repair will help us a little bit with that, I guess. Has this got an EMP when it comes out? Right, so that's really important. That'll help for the time being. She can sit there. Sit there. Yeah, so they've had, what, 3 shots at us, which would have put us down 45, so we'd be on 35, which we wouldn't be super worried, but I think it would be just enough to sort of be thinking, do we need to be more offensive here? And now they've gone after ships. Freak versus fighter. I want to keep these for the EMP. I think the EMP is worth more than getting the perfect matchup with the drones. If we're lucky, we might get a surrender option here. Nope. That still could come in. just let this whole plate stun us. I'm not too worried about that. They don't have enough time to patch our fighters. There's our fuel ward. Oh, maybe they don't surrender because it's the push. Oh, I didn't even think of that. Anyway. Alright, then we get our guaranteed 1 and maybe 2 here. Oh, we get a fight first? We pirates have a saying, better to kill than be killed. At least it's not a tarp. I would like to get this plate fixed. It does worry me just a little bit. They've only got 4. They might have reinforcements. Fighter and a drone. A raid power. Kind of poop, but fine. Phew. What have we got up there? They've got proxy DPS? Changes if we go after hull. Got another set of fighters, that's nice. I'd really like another set of frigates. We have enough fuel that we can take both of these. We'll take this one first. I actually stand to gain a fuel if we dive again. That's scary though. One plate. I think we should be fine. We definitely want to repair that plate though after the boss fight. You have to remember that for the meteors, that it's a plate loss, not a squadron. I honestly thought it was a squadron gets patched if you lose that 50-50. I didn't realize it was a plate loss. This is where I want 2 frigates. So, because the fighters matching up against the fighters is neutral. The EMP though is beneficial. Surprise! $25 hit points. That's 15 damage. Oh, and the EMP goes off. I like that. I didn't even think about that as an option. So unless we high roll fuel here, do we actually... Oh, we don't get fuel. So we can go here and gain a fuel from refueling, which puts us back on our 1, and then we get 1 from the fight. So we actually gain a... Do we gain a fuel by doing that? We do. We gain a fuel by taking this jump. Ah, okay. So we can ambush them. I don't think we get scrap if we win that fight though. So we just send a specialist over. Alright, the downside is we don't gain the 1. So it's only worth 1 less than what we get. So it's worth 2 fuel in because we don't get to hit the refuel option. And because we don't get to do nothing, we actually only get 1 fuel out of that. So maybe a fight would have been better if we could have potentially gotten scrap. We could have potentially gotten nothing in the fight. Huh. Okay, so do we want to... Is there an upgrade we want? Everything's sort of out of the range. Heat, maybe? No. Okay. We do have to be a little bit more careful on the boss fight. We don't want to lose that plate because that's game over. But they're not going to surrender, so if we get an opportunity, we just push in. They do also only have 12 squadrons, so it shouldn't be too hard. Fighter for drone? No, frigate for frigate. And drones. I do like the idea of the, it's higher DPS than the drones though, and the EMP is really good. And as long as we match them up together. You know what, let's just put the drone out for the frigate. That's smart. What have they got here? So they have hull repair as well, so unless we could take the hull, it really comes down to what they do with their weapon. I think we should be taking this. I think sitting back could be an issue for 5 waves. If we take this plate, does this patch me? This shouldn't patch me. Because that's gonna... Oh wait. Can prevent the squads from coming out. Yeah, that EMP is so strong. Like that EMP was just ridiculous strength right there. I like it.